Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we'll start our presentation evening. So first of all, thank you very much for turning up tonight. It's good to have a large number of people here, given that last year we weren't able to have it due to the COVID pandemic, so we're slowly getting back to normal. So tonight we've actually split the presentation night into two, so we've got one group there now, and the next group will come along at 8 o'clock. So you don't have to sit through the whole lot, just the part that you're interested in. So during the evening we'll be presenting batting, bowling, fielding and champion players awards for all our under 12, under 14s competitions, and then we'll also be congratulating our representative players and presenting them with batting, bowling and Spirit of Cricket awards. I'd just like to have a big welcome first of all to our special guests, and a big one firstly to Gail Ribble, who is actually the chairman of the Diggers at the entrance, so a big welcome to Gail. And for those of you may not be aware, Diggers have been a fantastic supporter of cricket over many, many years, starting off with juniors and now stepping up to be the major sponsor of both seniors and juniors. They're a fantastic club, do a lot for not only cricket but also the community. Only this week they were an evacuation centre for the flood, so really appreciate, Gail, all the work you do. And Steve Byfield is the CEO here, who also is a very, very well known in Central Coast cricket, having played for the entrance, is still running around now playing cricket. And Gail was saying earlier that he's been involved with the club for 50 years, so it's a fantastic achievement. We're also very, very lucky to have two esteemed cricketers with us. One younger than the other, so Greg, you're the older one. So we've got Greg West here, and we'll speak to Greg very shortly. Greg grew up playing cricket here, and now gone on and played Shield cricket for New South Wales, and also played in the Big Bash with the Sydney Sixers and also Adelaide Strikers. So we're going to get to experience, so Greg's going to explain some of the experience that he's had through cricket, and something that the youngsters here can learn from moving forward. And the other one is a esteemed Test cricketer, is Rick McCosker. Played 24 Tests, I believe, Rick, for Australia. 25, sorry, I must have missed that one. You got to count that centenary Test one? Sorry? You got to count that centenary Test one? Okay, that's fine, yeah. We'll speak to Rick a bit later on, but he'll do the presentation well. So, Rick, Greg, thank you very much for coming along as well. Just a big shout out to our sponsors, Diggers, Everything Sports, Kookaburra, Sports Coast Trophies, Star 104.5, Team Lead Sportswear, and also Cricket New South Wales. Without them, we can't do half the things we do as a cricket association. Certainly, and benefit there, you look at your rec gear and everything like that, we're able to subsidise that, so we thank our sponsors very much. But a challenging year again. First of all, we had the COVID pandemic, obviously caused our season to start a month later than what we normally do, and then we managed to get through, and then just when things were going well, the rain came along. So it'd be quite common in March in the Central Coast with cricket, so unfortunately we weren't able to play our finals last week. Disappointing that is. Unfortunately, we can control a lot of things. Unfortunately, we can't control the rain. On the competition fronts, this year we had 94 junior teams, including 13 girls teams. They played in 10 competitions, including our 2 girls competitions. We had 1,286 junior players. Of those were 73 girls and 455 blasters. So it's a fantastic achievement. As I said, we entered into the season with a delay due to COVID. We didn't know what was going to happen. So to get those numbers, I think is a fantastic effort. So thank you very much for that. The representative programs, we had 12 representative teams, 3 in the youth championships, with our under 15s winning the Sixers Hunter competition. We had 2 boys playing the Greater Hunter area competition, with the under 12s winning that competition. We had 1 girls team playing the youth championships, which is fantastic. The Metro, that was fantastic in the Pete and Shield, which is great. We had 1 girls team under 13s playing the Greater Hunter competition. And we also had 5 junior teams playing Carnivals, albeit 3 had to be cancelled due to COVID. So once again, we had a strong representative program. We also competed in the Bradman Cup. And whilst the under-16 girls were not able to play in the country championships, they did play 2 by T20 games against New South Wales Metro side of Blacktown. The CCCA executive, we're not real sure whether the current representative setup is the best available for Central Coast, and discussions will be held with Cricket New South Wales in coming months to discuss our options that are available to us. Female pathway, we're extremely proud of our female pathway and the way it has grown over the past 12 months. We can now offer female-only cricket from beginners through to first-class cricket. And I doubt that there is anywhere in the state that can claim that. We're not going to sit back, however, and rest on our laurels. Rather, we're going to look to continue to grow the female participation. Our goal is to have a female player from the Central Coast reach the highest level, having only played female cricket. And I think if you look at some of the talent coming through our Girls Sixes program and our Female Youth League, there's no reason why this cannot happen. Just related to player development, I'm pleased to also announce that Central Coast has just formed an alliance. Aaron Williams, Jack Wilson, who's also here, and also Glenn Rollins. They do a fantastic job. You don't see a lot of them. They do a lot of work behind the scenes. Sometimes cop some unfair criticism, but I can guarantee you everyone there on the board has got Central Coast cricket at heart, and the decisions they make are for the betterment of Central Coast cricket. I'd also like to thank Jack and Sharon Anderson. I don't think Sharon's here tonight, but they do a power of our administrative work. Sharon is our junior recorder, and Jack is obviously our administrator. So we thank them immensely for the work that they do. Central Coast is also very lucky in our cricket manager that we have Dave Winniata, and Dave's over with us tonight. Dave does a power of work, most of you know, through the rep program, but also at club level. And I've been around cricket for a long time, seen a lot of cricket managers, and there's not a cricket manager that I would swap for David. He works over and above what his duties are with Cricket New South Wales. He doesn't have to do half the work he does for the association, but he does it because he's passionate and invested in Central Coast cricket. So Dave, we're lucky to have you, and thank you very much for all the work that you do. But the success of junior cricket on the Central Coast, yes, it is the board, David and Jack, and everyone else, but it really comes down to everyone out there, whether it be the clubs, the coaches, officials, players and parents, whether it be club level or representative level. Without you, the passion that you show and the support that you show to cricket, we wouldn't achieve anything that we do. So from myself as chairman of the Cricket Association, I'd just like to thank you very much for the job that you've done this year and where we are with junior cricket. So thank you very much for that. For those of us here who are going to be departing this year, might be some of the older ones here, might be more later on. Congratulations on your junior cricket career, and we look forward to welcoming you into senior cricket. Some here are already playing senior cricket, which is fantastic. But anyway, thank you very much for the season past. We certainly look forward to seeing you again next year. And now let's move on now to some of our presentations. So just to give you a quick example or quick explanation, the batting and bowling awards are decided by aggregate, and if there is a tie, we'll then go to the player with the best average of those who have tied. Okay. But during the year, first of all, a number of players have either represented a higher level or performed superbly during the individual game. Let's have a look at the screen and let's acknowledge some of those players. Right, congratulations everyone there, some fantastic, very, very impressive performances there, so well done. Ladies and gentlemen, I mentioned earlier we had a special guest in the room, and this young man started his cricket on the Central Coast. Started with Doyleson, progressed through to Warren, and then he's just gone through, and he'll explain a bit later on, ended up reaching the pinnacle in New South Wales with a baggy blue cap. Also got to experience the BBL with the Adelaide Strikers and also the Sydney Sixers. So I'd just like to welcome up on stage Greg West. Right, Greg, started on the Central Coast. I reckon it would have been probably about 11 years when you were actually sitting in this same room.
Yeah, at least 11 years, I reckon. I think I started when I was about 6 playing at Dawson, which was a club that's now merged with Northern Power. I think up until about 14, my high score was about 20 with the bat. I think my best figures were 3 for the ball. So all happened pretty late for me, but definitely playing on the coast early in my career sort of set up a good friend network and a good place to relax and enjoy my cricket. Definitely look back on the Central Coast as probably the funnest time of my career.
Probably fair to say, Greg, I reckon your batting and bowling probably improved through your mid-years through the DCA with some probably excellent coaching you received, I would have thought. Anyway, Greg, so you moved from there, you actually played cricket from there. Where did you move from then to actually get to a level where that you're actually in consideration to play for New South Wales?
Yeah, I was quite lucky. I think sometimes along the way you get little opportunities. When I was playing at Dawson, they were really struggling club at the time. I got an opportunity to play first grade at 14 or 15 as a bowler. I failed that year really bad and learned a lot of lessons, which was really good. Had a good father who sort of had always had the vision for me that unless I was dominating where I was from, which was the Central Coast at the time, then I probably shouldn't look to go elsewhere. I need to be a premier player in my zone, a leader in my zone, then I could go down and take the confidence. So having that year playing first grade when I was a year young probably helped me and understand how to bowl a bit better, how to learn some skills. With that, I took it to Newcastle at the time, played 2 years up there, moved down to Mossman, had a train and got picked in first grade, first game in and never looked back. So there was a lot of people backing me along the way, a lot of lessons learned, but definitely staying here and learning the game and learning to dominate and actually figure out how to get me out of the matches and things like that before going down and struggling, I think helped me out a lot.
Excellent, Greg. That's a very good lesson there. Good advice. So then, Greg, you've gone there, and all of a sudden, along come the BBL. I think it was BBL 5. I think we spoke about, and you end up getting picked up by the Adelaide Strikers. How did that come about?
Yeah, that's another funny one. So I was at work. I moved over to South Australia. Got an opportunity off Tim Nielsen at the time. Rang me up and sort of said, "We're going to put you on a rookie contract." Sorry, that was Darren Berry, the coach. And then he got sacked. So I moved over there and the new coach said, "You're not getting that anymore, but you can stay if you want." Decided to stay, which was good. And then I was working in a factory and Brad Hodger turned up and said, "I wanted to have a bat before the big bash, so if anyone wants to come bowl in the nets later, let me know." And I wanted to have a sickie from work, so I thought that was a good excuse. Bowled him in the nets and bowled really well and picked up a contract, so it was a good sick day, that one.
Very good, mate. You've gone from strength to strength there. So we all see the glamour of the BBL. We get to see it on TV. Is it all glamour? Is it grind? Just explain to us what actually happens when you're not playing cricket.
It's as good as you could probably imagine from a playing point of view. I mean, not many jobs you can travel around Australia consistently with 20 blokes around your age doing something that you all love together. I mean, I'm not going to not gloss that up. That's one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. Playing in them stadiums, having the crowds and stuff like that, you won't get a better feeling if you get there one day. There's no doubt about that. But there is a lot of hard work. There's a lot of flights. Often, if you're not playing, you're in transit. You're staying in hotels. I was really lucky that I was so young playing at this time. If I had a family, it might have been different. A lot of the older people probably struggle. But yeah, there's a lot of hard work, especially when you're not playing. You've got 3 international players. You've only got 7 or 8 spots, and if you're quick, you might only have 1 or 2 that aren't playing in national cricket. So it's just about turning up to training, and if you're not getting a game, learning as quickly as you can on your feet how to get a game, or talking to them international players about what it takes to be a consistent player. I think that's the difference, just a bit of consistency.
And obviously, you're in the BBL, you're playing, as you mentioned, against some of the best players in the world. You actually got to bowl to Chris Gale. How was that?
Another lesson learned, that one. Yeah. That was a long night for me, but a good one for the team. I think we won by about 8 runs that night, funnily enough. But yeah, so first game I had a really good one. That one wasn't such a good one, but I guess looking back, you know, that's been the story of my career. You know, any comp I played in, you're going to have your good games and your bad games, and I don't think if you bowl well one game or you bowl bad one game, that's going to define your career. I think if I bowl bad that game and I get a lucky wicket and I bowl bad the next game, I'm going to get found out anyway. So it was a good opportunity to sort of take stock on what I was doing and what I had planned, and made sure that if I come back again, I come back a bit stronger and learn them lessons basically.
Chris Gale, would he be the best bat you've actually bowled to?
In that format, yes. Sachin Tendulkar was a pretty handy one. I was able to play India and took 4 wickets, and I got Tendulkar and Dhoni out, which was I was only 18 then, so that was a handy one.
So where was that, Brett? A bit more about that.
Down at Monaco Oval, just in a trial basically when India came out for Test cricket. The trial, I was lucky enough to play England before the World Cup there. Results weren't so good that day either, but yeah, all great experiences. Something I'll never forget.
Fantastic. There you go. We've got someone who had their junior cricket played the Central Coast and bowling to the best players in the world and getting them out. So there's plenty of hope for us all yet. So then you've moved on. You've reached the pinnacle, I suppose, from a cricketer then being picked to play for New South Wales. How did that come about?
Yeah, I suppose the New South Wales one's a little bit more, in my opinion, difficult than the Big Bash, because Big Bash at that time, if you're in form and you're bowling quick, then because it's such a fast comp and there's a lot of injuries, you can kind of come in and lead as quick. But it's a lot more of a selection decision to play Shield. It's a lot of consistent performances over a long time. So I actually picked that up through playing for country New South Wales ACT in the second 11. Played with Pat Cummins and Josh Hazelwood in the game, and they really enjoyed what I was doing, so they put me on a plane to go to Perth at the New Opera Stadium where I was 12th man. I was just bowling and training them, and they liked enough of what I was doing there to pick me at the SCG, which was good. So got my baggie at the SCG and debuted. Had a lot of fun there, played another game since, and yeah, that one was really special to me. That took a lot of hard work and a lot of consistency through grade cricket in Sydney.
So excellent, mate. To get a baggy blue is fantastic. And I think that what to really emphasise throughout that is that there's a lot of hard work. Nothing's given to you. To reach the pinnacle, you need to work really hard. Would that be pretty fair? If you're talking to anyone out there and say, I want to get to the top, would hard work be one of the highest requirements?
Oh, definitely. I think you got to keep having fun. You got to enjoy it. You've got to be coachable as well. When you go down to Sydney, there's going to be a lot of really influential people, or even on the Central Coast at the moment, the amount of coaching up here is unbelievable, something I never got. But if you're not prepared to listen or at least back someone who wants to back you, then it's really hard to do it yourself. You've got to take in everything you can. There's going to be better players than you. There's going to be players that you're better than, and you can coach as well. Take in all the information you can. I was lucky enough to be around some pretty influential bowlers coming through. Had they not been there, I'm not sure if I would have been in the same position. So yeah, definitely a lot of hard work, a lot of listening. And a lot of figuring out what you want to do as well, right place, right time.
Thank you, mate. And so, okay, you've had a bit of injury run at the moment, come back and play virtually the whole year back. So, just talking to you earlier, you got through that last game, so you're going to enter the pre-season with plenty of confidence and looking forward to some strong performances next year?
Yeah, I think so. It was a frustrating year. So, at the start of the year, I cracked my pelvis bone, so that wasn't great. I had some surgery, finished the season off in the last round this year, so I only got one game in this year, but as you said, really excited for next year. I think with COVID this year, it was a really difficult year for me anyway. I'm not sure if the opportunities would have been there with all the Australian players back for the Shield, so if it's going to be a year to miss, this one was a good one, but definitely looking forward to next year, seeing what I can do, fire the body up.
Still young enough, just probably one last question. Chance of seeing Greg West playing on the Central Coast in years to come?
It's no Dawson, Gary. Where are we going to play? Yeah, potentially. There's T20s and stuff up here. I've sort of dabbled at coming up over Christmas and playing a couple of 2020s if possible, but yeah, maybe once the career's done and dusted and I'm onto other paths, I'd love to come back. I've still got some mates that actually play on the Central Coast that I play junior cricket with, and they've played all the way through, so it'd be a nice full circle to come back and finish my career where I started it for sure.
Yeah, mate, we look forward to having you back. So, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Greg West. Just Greg to back here, and you'll present some awards to some lucky players. So, we're going to start our presentation now. We're going to start with the under 12Bs in the Premiers this year with Terrible Matcham. So, we put our hands together for Terrible, please. We're going to start with the winner of the bowling award. So when your name's correct, come up and receive your trophy. And with 16 wickets is Blake Madry from King Cumbernauld Green. Come up and get your trophy, and then just stay. You can stay up here until we finish all the awards for that age group. Congratulations, Blake. The winner of the fielding award with 14 dismissals from King Cumbernauld White is Niall Dudley. And the winner of the batting award, scoring 385 runs from Watervale, Nicholas Thompson. And to cap off a great year, Nicholas is also the 12B champion player. Nicholas, you can come back up and get another one. There you go, ladies and gentlemen, the award winners for the 12Bs. Congratulations, men, well done. Next up, we have the 12As, and the under 12A premiers were Wyong. The winner of the bowling award, 17 wickets, Jack Melvin from Wyong. Is Jack here? No, Jack's not here, that's okay. The winner of the fielding award, also from Wyong with 11 dismissals, Darcy Brownlee. No, Darcy's not here either. We'll go on to the batting award, 399 runs, Vincent Thornley from Wyong. And you can just say here, Vincent, but you also won the champion player, so well done. Well done, Vincent. Well, we're going to move on to the first of our representative presentations. This is going to be the under 12 Greater Hunter area, to play the area championship. I'd like to call the team and Trevor Allison, the coach, up on stage, please. Just standing over in front of the trophy over there. Trevor, you can come up here and just say a few words, mate, please.
Thank you, Gary. Very much, bunch of boys. We really gel well as a team. Yeah, going forward, there's a lot of work Gary and I have got to do to try and get these guys some better cricket. Central Coast has always been strong in the DCA competitions, but in the last few years, that's been taken away from us, and we've been playing in the Hunter Cup. Now, boys proved this year that they're certainly worthy of playing in the Sydney competition. Well led, a good bowling team, good fielding team, and a good all-round batting team. So, yeah, well done, boys. I'll call on the captain, Ryan Hook, to hand out the trophies.
We'll get Greg to actually hand them out, right? So they could have the that's all right. So we're going to start off with the batting award, and with 141 runs is Hugh Wheeler. The bowling award, with 6 wickets, Morgan Campbell. And the Spirit of Cricket award goes to Fletcher Gersbach. So congratulations, boys. Well done, Trevi. You do a fantastic job with the boys. Great to see all of the medals on.
Right up.
Just get the photos.
Two lines, you have to. Point right up. Ready? There you go. 3, 2, 1. Big smiles. Boys. Thank you.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, the under 12 representing team. One thing I probably should have mentioned earlier on the beach, we've actually got a lovely trophy there. We didn't just bring it here just for the photo. That is the BPL trophy, currently held by the Sixers for 2 years in a row. So at the end of the night, you'll be able to get some photos taken with it, if you like. Okay, we're going to now move on to the under 13 Boys Youth Championships. And I'd like to call Dave Whitty Arthur, the coach, and his team to come forward, please.
All right, under 13 boys. What a great little team it was actually, and fantastic players throughout. We had 6 new kids to rep cricket, this year, and they, I think, found that the step up from club cricket to rep cricket was a challenge, but it's also a challenge that they voluntarily took. While results for us didn't come flowing through, there are some absolute fantastic cricketers here, and I can absolutely say that there's a few of them that will be knocking on the door and following this man's footsteps in the future to come, because they definitely have a lot of skill. It was a pleasure to coach him, but also I wanted to have a big shout out to my manager, Seb. Sebastian was huge in helping out throughout the year, but also the parents, great bunch of parents, really helped out throughout the year as well, making sure these guys turned up to training and also game day as well. So thank you, well done boys, congratulations.
Thank you very much for that, Dave. We'll now go through the awards, starting off with the batting award, and that goes to Kobe Smith with 277 runs. A fantastic effort. Well done, Kobe. The bowling award with 11 wickets goes to Harry Askey. And the Spirit of Cricket award goes to Alexander Jack. Well done, boys. Just getting close there for your photo, please.
Keep it loud. And dribble. Don't keep it tight. Big balls. 3, 2, 1.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen, the Under 13 Boys Youth Championships. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Well, next one we move along to, speaking of the girls, we've got our Under 13 girls side. I'd like to call the Coach Veronica Brown, the team, to come forward, please. As they're coming forward, these girls played in the Greater Hunter Championships. Once again, it was a newly formed competition. It was great to see the girls get an opportunity to rep cricket. So over to you, Veronica.
Thank you very much, Harry. So this was my first coaching experience with rep cricket. These girls were beautiful to coach. They were always keen. We played some hard games against some hard teams, and we've learned a lot of lessons, and we'll come back next year. Most of them have never played rep cricket before either, so next year they get another go and we'll get some wins.
Thank you very much, Veronica. Veronica also does a fantastic job as our female coordinator on the Central Coast, and probably no one in the room probably knows, but Veronica has just completed a level 2 coaching certificate to Cricket New South Wales, so congratulations, Veronica. And the bowling award we'll start with the bowling award, 2 wickets at a very good average of 9.5 is Layla Graham. The batting award winner is Lacey Burton with 87 runs. And Lacey, you can stay here, but you've also won the Spirit of Cricket Award, so well done. So Veronica, I'll just get the join for the photo, and Greg, we'll see you later on. Thank you very much for joining us tonight and presenting some trophies. Ladies and gentlemen, Greg Webb. We'd now just like to call up our Australian Test representative, Rick McCosker, to come up and present the next lot of trophies. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Rick McCosker. Test player, come on, put your hands together. Thank you very much, Rick. We'll do it a bit later on. We're going to start off with doing the Under 14C Competition Award, and the 14C premiers were Watervale, so congratulations to Watervale. We're going to start off with the bowling award. 17 wickets for Watervale. Lachlan Cameo. If I just get Davies. The fielding award, just with 9 dismissals, Courtney Hubbard of Southern Spirit. Winner of the batting award, 329 runs from Brisbane Water, Angus Gibbs. And the champion player for the under 14Cs is Brody Rogers from Warnavale. Brady's not here tonight, so anyway, congratulations, get our photos there, boys. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together for the award winners, the under 14Cs. Moving now to the under 14B competition award winners, and the previous to the under 14Bs was Weil. So congratulations to Weil. And the bowling award for the under 14Bs goes to Brody Twyford from Northern Power with 18 wickets. Brody's not here. The winner of the fielding award, Nate Valamas from Northern Power with 9 dismissals. Nate here. No. And the winner of the batting award, the very, very impressive tally, 586 run, is Nate McLaren from Lyle. Nate not here, no? Must be yes, wet weather. So now we've got the champion player from the under 14Bs here, and that's Northern Power, Kobe Smith. Right, congratulations, Kobe, well done. So the final age group for this presentation and the competition is the under 14As, and the under 14A premiers were Terry Matcham. And the winner of the bowling award, 22 wickets from Witherow Rimba, Benjamin Crick. The winner of the fielding award from Terrigal Matcham is Harry Askey. Yeah. 15 dismissals, well done, Harry. And the winner of the batting award from the entrance, 412 runs, Cody Goldie. And the winner of the champion player in the under 14As, Kobe Goldie. Well, ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and boys and girls for the under 14As award winners. So now we're going to move on to the final award, is the Under 14 Youth Championships. The game of this year coached by Jeff Hemming. Unfortunately, I don't think Jeff is here tonight, he can't make it. So I'd like to call the manager Steve Milne to come up with his team, please. You come, gentlemen. Hands together, let's give them a round of applause. So Steve, I'll get you to say a few words, mate. You're very, very good at being able to stand in the last minute, mate. Thank you.
Thank you. These boys, once again, the nucleus has been here for a number of years now, and they're getting better and better. We had a few inclusions this year, new inclusions, which strengthened us greatly, and we really only lost the 2 games against Newcastle. But the second game, we got a lot closer than what we have done in previous years, and I think it certainly made them look at us, and I think in the next year or two, I'm sure that they will not be taking us lightly anymore. But the boys gelled well, they trained well, and put everything on the park, and had some great games. I'd like to thank our guys that scored for us during the year. I mean, at the start of the year, we didn't really have any scorer, and Johnny did a lesson with Jalen, his son that's standing out here, had a live score, and he passed it on, and him and Rob and a few of the other guys helped out, so thanks guys for that. Also for Jace for helping us warm up a few times when Hemo wasn't there. Jace and I took it upon ourselves to do it, so well done guys, and look forward to seeing you all back here next year.
Thanks very much, Melanie. I look at you just joined the team over there, John. Right, I'll get Rick back up here to present the trophies and starting off with the batting award for the under 14 youth boys, 156 runs, Jalen Johnston. Jalen, you can stay, you've also won the bowling award with 9 wickets. And the Spirit of Cricket Award goes to Kobe Goldie. Well done, congratulations. I'd just like to put our hands together also for Rick McCosker for coming here on presenting trophy. Thanks very much, Rick. So, ladies and boys, we've got to put our hands together for the under 14 boys youth champions. Thanks very much. Thanks very much, Steve. Well, that concludes tonight's under 12, under 14 junior presentation night. A big thanks to you all for coming. A big thanks to the Diggers and Gale for sponsoring. Also to Greg and Rick for coming to help with the presentations. What we're going to do now is that Greg's going to go up there with the trophies. So if anyone wants to go and have their photo taken with Greg and the trophies, and then if we just then move out, we've got the next one starting at 8 o'clock. But thanks very much for your attendance. Make sure you enjoy the off season. We'll certainly look forward to seeing you again next year. So thank you very much.